This morning's breaking news: Starbucks says it would let go of about 2,000 corporate workers throughout the world. But let's be clear, this isn't just a coffee shop cutting back. This is a worldwide brand that has been offering you more than just coffee for decades. Starbucks doesn't only sell coffee. They provide you a meticulously planned experience, like a fantasy. Everything feels like it was made on purpose, from the warm lighting and comfortable seats to the mellow indie music playing in the background. That barista who is definitely misspelling your name? It's not a mistake. It's advertising. Starbucks is quietly pulling off one of the smartest business tricks in modern history while you sip your $7 latte and tell yourself it's only a tiny daily treat. This is not a place to get coffee. It's a place for the mind to play. And you know what? You are the test. Let's take it apart. That latte in your hand costs $6.95. Starbucks spends roughly $1.10 to make it. The coffee costs 65 cents, the milk costs 30 cents, and the syrup or flavoring costs 15 cents. What about the rest of your money? That money goes towards rent, lighting, bonuses for executives, and a huge marketing machine that tries to convince you that this isn't just a drink, it's self-care, status, and community all in a paper cup. And here is why it works: our brains don't see $6.95 as close to $7. We see 6 something, not 7. It's the same tactic that car sellers employ when they price cars at $9,999 instead of $10,000. You know how to do it. They know that you know. They still use it because it still works. Now let's talk about sugar. That grand vanilla frappuccino that looks so innocent? There are 68 grams of sugar in it. That's more than 2 full-size Snickers bars. Or 16 cubes of sugar. The American Heart Association says that women should not eat more than 25 grams of sugar a day and men should not eat more than 36 grams. So, one frappuccino? It goes above your daily sugar allowance by a lot. But it is ignored. Why? Starbucks calls it coffee, not a dessert. Not a shake. Coffee. Our brains say, that's a drink that works, I need it to do my job. Here's the catch: most of these drinks have only 1 shot of espresso in them. What about the rest? Milk, syrup, whipped cream, caramel drizzle, too much sugar and not enough coffee. That boost of energy you feel? After then, there is a terrible crash. Researchers have shown that over half of people who consume sweetened coffee feel more weary 3 hours later than they did before they drank it. So you're not powering up, you're crashing even harder. But we keep coming back. Why? Because it tastes so good. Starbucks knows that too. They made dessert a daily habit, put the name coffee on it, and charged a lot for it. All while making you think it's treating yourself. In the meantime, you're tired, your wallet is empty, and you want your next fix right away. Let's now chat about the cup. You know the one, the famous green mermaid emblem on a white paper cup. It seems like it can be recycled. But guess what? It's not. Every year, more than 4 billion of these cups are thrown away. That is enough to go around the world 11 times. Why can't they be recycled? Because they have polyethylene on the inside to stop leaks. And that thin layer of plastic makes it almost hard for most recycling centers to recycle them. Fewer than 1% of them are ever recycled. The rest? They go straight to landfills, where they take around 20 years to break down. Starbucks is aware of this. But instead of making significant changes, they give you a 10-cent discount if you bring your own cup. 1 dime for a drink that costs $7. That's like giving a server pocket lint as a tip. And how many people really bring mugs that can be used again? Only 1.6%. What about the other 98.4%? Throwing away millions of glasses every day. And somehow, all of it gets lost in the seasonal drinks and attractive cup designs. When you see a sign in a store that says, "We want to cut waste by 30% by 2030, keep this in mind: every year, the number of cups made grown by 5%. So, what do the numbers say? It doesn't make sense. The message sounds good. What's the truth? You're told you're helping, but billions of cups are still being created, sold, and thrown away. This is what makes Starbucks special. They use healthy terminology to talk about gluttony. Sugar is what they term a pick-me-up. They say that cutting down on waste is like getting a 10-cent coupon. They act like a big business while talking like a hero for the environment. Let's talk about being faithful. You might believe that Starbucks Rewards is a way to receive something back for being a loyal client. Buy more, receive more, and get free beverages. Okay. No, what they've built isn't a reward scheme, it's an experiment in behavior. With whipped cream on top. Do you remember when you could get a free drink after buying 12? That is gone. You need 25 points to get a regular coffee and up to 200 stars for something special. How do you get stars? 1 or 2 at a time. Unless you pay extra or do things that are hard to do in apps. People now spend an average of $35 or more to acquire a free drink that is worth maybe $4. They've improved the software 3 times in 5 years. In other words, the rewards go down and the obligations get more. But people still go after those stars. Why? Because it doesn't feel like cash. It seems like progress. Like a game. Welcome to gamification, Starbucks style. All the taps on the app, the push notifications, and the bonus stars challenges are all meant to teach you something, not reward you. You'll see a message that says, earn 70 bonus stars if you visit 5 times this week. In other words, you can get $2.80 in benefits for every $35 you spend. People do it. It's not just about coffee anymore, it's about finishing a task. This is how casinos function. Loud noises and bright lights don't help you win more money. They make your playtime longer. You don't get incentives from Starbucks. They make you think you're getting a reward. And it does work. Members of loyalty programs spend 125% more than people who don't belong. They come by 40% more often. They make their sizes bigger more often, even when they don't want to. Why? The app remarked, "You're this close to getting your next reward. 1 more visit. Only 2 more pumps. You're not getting coffee. You're looking for digital dopamine." Let's not forget about how long it takes to get things done. Do you remember when the drive-thru was the fastest way to get food? The average wait time was roughly 4 minutes in 2010. Today? More than 8 minutes and 12 seconds. That's more than 2 times. What went wrong? Ordering on your phone. It sounds helpful, but it's just added to the turmoil. Most Starbucks outlets now have to deal with 3 queues at once: walk-ins, drive-thrus, and mobile orders. In the morning rush? Some establishments get more than 120 mobile orders on top of everything else. But here's the annoying part, it's not first come, first serve. If you're at the drive-thru and someone in the parking lot orders food with gold status, their drink can be made before yours, even if you requested it 5 minutes earlier. It's called order prioritization, and it's meant to reward people who use the app, not those who are patient. Baristas call it the rush hour bottleneck: 3 lines, 2 blenders, 1 espresso machine, and no sanity. This kind of mayhem was never meant for stores. But mobile orders increased sales by 30%, so the company isn't changing anything. And here's a crazy number: even if the wait gets longer, 95% of customers won't leave after 3 minutes in queue. Starbucks counts on that, which is known as the queue commitment threshold. Longer delays mean more people, which means more money. And who is paying the price? You. And while you're waiting in queue, what is Starbucks doing? Making money and getting people excited about the next big thing. The pumpkin spice latte is Starbucks' most powerful seasonal marketing tool. The PSL started in 2003 and currently brings in more than $500 million a year. That's not just a drink, it's a moment in time. But here's the crazy part, it didn't even have pumpkin in it until 2015. A little bit of spice and flavored syrup. But every autumn, people act like it's a holy tradition. Why? 2 words, fake scarcity. Starbucks only sells PSLs for roughly 3 months out of the year. That short time makes consumers buy them like it's 2020 toilet paper season. Sales go up by 37% during PSL season. Some people may even drive for hours to get one. People pay as much as $60 for black market syrup that isn't available in stores. They do this not because it tastes better, but because it's hard to find. It's not simply coffee, it's a seasonal identity and a brand ritual. And we fall for it every single year. Want to see how strong branding can be? People rated the same drink 24% higher when it was delivered in a Starbucks cup in blind tasting tests. That's how strong the logo is. If you give a hot, sugary milkshake a fancy name, it becomes a way of life. You paid $7, got a couple stars, waited twice as long as you used to, and now you have your cup in your palm. But take a step back. Let's go behind the counter. Because the ones who make that PSL with caramel on top, they're not living the dream, though. Starbucks makes more than $3.3 billion a year, and the typical worker makes about $13 an hour. A single store may make $700,000 or more a year. But a full-time barista might only make $27,000 a year before taxes, if they ever obtain full-time hours. And here's the secret: you must work at least 20 hours a week to be eligible for health benefits. So, what do some stores do? They plan for personnel to work 19.5 hours. Coincidence? Yes, right. Now add in last-minute changes to shifts, schedules that aren't always clear, and customers who think no whip means no whip. What do you get? A contraption that makes you tired. Some stores lose all of their employees every year. That means everyone is leaving. And these same folks are supposed to deal with mobile orders, drive-through congestion, waits in the store, and crazy seasonal cocktails, sometimes creating 8 drinks a minute during rush hour. Let's discuss about those names that are spelt wrong now. Why does Jessica become into Jessica? Or Mike become MYQ? It's not always wrong. Some internal Starbucks documents say that baristas were told to spell names in fun ways to make the experience personal, and even to obtain free advertising on social media. Starbucks wins again when you upload a picture of your cup on Instagram to make fun of your odd name. And since we're talking about strange stuff in your drink, let's get real for a minute. Starbucks utilized cochineal extract in its strawberry drinks until 2012. Sounds fancy, doesn't it? To make it, you have to smash beetles. Yes, bugs. These little bugs are dried, mashed up, and transformed into a scarlet dye called carmine. It's legal, FDA approved, and used by a lot of people. But it's also disgusting. No one wants a smoothie with bugs in it first thing in the morning. Starbucks changed to a tomato-based pigment called lycopene after people complained. But they only made that modification after a lot of people were angry. And the fact that it was even in your drink? It tells you everything about what's in your cup and how little they tell you about it. Let's talk about healthy choices now. Do you want to order almond milk? Do you think you're healthy? Think again. Most almond milk sold in stores is just water, sugar, and other chemicals. If you're lucky, it could have 2% almonds. It's like calling a puddle a lake because someone threw a stone in it. Would you rather have oat milk? Sure. But that will cost you an extra 75 cents, even though oat milk is cheaper to manufacture than cow's milk. Why the extra charge? Because Starbucks can. That small tax on plants brings in more than $200 million a year. And what about those breakfast sandwiches with the fake sausage and eggs made from plants? The ones that are healthy. They have 30 less calories than the usual kind and 15 more substances that are hard to say. Drinks that say light or skinny are often full of artificial sweeteners, which mess up your metabolism and make you want more. Oh, and just because it says decaf doesn't mean it doesn't have caffeine. A 16 ounces decaf from Starbucks can still include up to 30 milligrams of caffeine, which is almost half a can of Coke. Drink 2 or 3 and guess what? You're back on the caffeine roller coaster. And Starbucks wants you to keep coming back. Their dark roast has 22% more caffeine than other products. They know you're worn out. They aim to get you high, then crash, and then come back for more. This isn't about how good it is. It's about branding, consistency, and getting repeat customers. You don't even have to like the taste. You only have to want the fix. Let's perform some fast maths. That's $35 a week if you buy a $7 Starbucks drink 5 days a week. You're spending $1,820 in a year. That's not the rent. Not food. Not even nice coffee. The same sweet, caffeinated bomb in a paper cup that you throw out before noon. Now think about what else that money could purchase. A flight to Europe and back. A new computer. Groceries for a month. For some people, a month's rent. Starbucks isn't just taking your money. One expensive habit at a time is depleting your future. And it's not just about the cash. It's about what you're truly getting back. Take off the brand. Get rid of the caramel drizzle. Turn off the indie playlist. Forget about the stars, the app pings, and the foam hearts. What are you really holding? The components cost 65 cents. That's all. That's what the foam is really about. You're not getting good quality. You're buying a dream. A practice that is meant to feel like self-care, but in reality, it's just sugar water with a fancy name and a gold star on top. At Financial Prepping, we think that being wise with your money doesn't mean going without. You need to know what you're truly paying for. So, no matter if you go to Starbucks, Walmart, or anywhere else, keep this in mind. If it appears like a treat, but it takes your money, wears you out, and makes you want to come back, it's not a prize. It's a trap. So the next time you're in queue and thinking, should I treat myself, instead, ask yourself, would I still want this if it didn't come with foam hearts and extra stars? What if the answer is no? Good job. You just saved $7 and made one sensible move towards smarter spending. If this video made you think, click the like button, leave a comment with your never again order, and subscribe to Financial Prepping. We break down the hype, call out the bullshit, and help you keep more of your money where it belongs, in your pocket. Until next time, keep focused, spend wisely, and don't let yourself get carried away and spend too much.